Hello everybody, happy Wednesday. So something I've learned this week is it has been a crazy week here is how I am not prepared. I am not ready for everybody to be sick and for the family to just take over if I get sick. So one of the things that I wanted to do is to make sure that I get prepared. And I advise you guys maybe to do the same if you can, just because you don't know when you're gonna feel sick or when other people are feeling sick, or if you just maybe need to take something to somebody. So I've never been a big freezer meal kind of person, but over this last week, because we are on such a tight budget and we are not getting fast food or pizza, don't have like ready-made meals in my freezer or anything like that. Everything is pretty much, if you want it, you gotta make it here right now. Everything's pretty much from scratch. So we have no way to just make a quick meal. Luckily, I did have some hamburgers, so over this last week I made tacos. I was able to throw that together because I did have some tortillas. And then I was able to have Italian sausages. We had that, and I just threw that in the air fryer one night, and we had that with some bread. So one of the things that I learned is I definitely want to have some ready-made dinners. I don't have frozen pizzas and things like that, but I can make my own. And so I wanted to just meal prep kind of a few things for dinner, just to make things easier, especially because I am probably going to get sick. Charles is probably going to get sick. And these are things that can just then go straight into the oven. The dog is wanting out. So something that can just go straight into the oven. There you go, babe. So that is the plan. Tonight I want to make real quick just some meatballs so that I can put those in a to-go container in the freezer. So quickly that can be pulled out, add a jar of spaghetti sauce, which I do have about 5 jars of that downstairs, and throw on some noodles. And that's a quick, easy dinner anybody can make. And the other thing is chili. I want to get some chili going because we'll eat that for dinner tonight, and then I want to put some aside in a freezer, like little containers, so they're ready to go if we need them in the freezer. The other thing is meatloaf. Meatloaf is another one that's easy to freeze, so I'm gonna make that as well. And then I wanted to make some muffins today, some blueberry and some chocolate muffins. They're the family's favorite muffins. I wanted to get those made today so that I can get those as well into the, well, just out for everybody to eat. So if I wake up tomorrow and I don't feel good, then everybody's got breakfast and there's something everybody can have for dinner. So that's what we're doing today, kind of a meal prep, getting prepared, and all that good stuff. So let's go on and get started. So the first thing I'm going to start with is the chili. I'm just going to heat up some oil in a pan. I can throw this in the crock pot so that'll go really fast. I just chopped up some garlic, onion, and then I had some green pepper in my freezer from our garden. I'm going to throw all that together. Something else I have from the garden is okra. And I sneak okra in soups, stews, chilies, that kind of stuff. So I will add some of that as well. I'm going to just use some ground chuck for this. I will be using all the rest of the ground chuck that I have, but I did find that ground beef is on sale at Meijer this week, so I will pick up some of that when I go tomorrow to Meijer. Then I'm just going to add that to my crock pot over here. Then I'm going to brown my meat. I'm going to add that to my crock pot as well. To that, I've got a can here of the petite diced tomatoes. I have another can of the petite diced tomatoes. Can't forget the okra. I have 2 cans of this chili, mild chili beans. So you just dump that in. You don't drain that. It already has some chili powder in it. I have a can of tomato sauce. I have a can of green chilies, chopped green chilies. I'm just going to stir that up. And I'm going to add a little salt. And some pepper. And I'll add some chili powder. We also like to add liquid smoke to that, just a tiny bit. This is what it is. It just gives a very smoky flavor. And then a little bit of brown sugar. I'm just gonna stir it all up. And then I'm just gonna cook this, if I can get it back there, on low for about 6 hours. That's it. Put the lid on. Alright, that's it for the chili. Okay, next I'm going to move into the meatballs. And I will bake them and get them all the way ready so they're just pre-cooked, ready to go. My phone, Brooke is messaging me. She's on one final left to go tomorrow and she is done with her first semester of college. So exciting. And she has not been sick, thank goodness. She had one day she didn't feel that great at school, but she has not been very sick. So when I cut my onions, I just go down, not all the way, just almost all the way. I'm sure most of you already do this. And then I turn it and I cut the other way. And then I just dice. I'm gonna add my onion to the bowl. My eyes are tearing up. Then I'm gonna just take some garlic. I got about 4 cloves here. And my garlic. I have an egg I'm going to add. Then I'm going to use ground turkey. and some pork sausage. Then I'm gonna add some Parmesan cheese. I have panko breadcrumbs. Then I put in a little bit of milk, some oregano, some basil. Then that is it. I'm just gonna get in and mix that up really good with my hands. That's Brooke calling me. I better wash my hands and go call her back. Get this in real quick. And then I have my dish here. I'm just gonna roll these into meatballs and get them in an oven at 350 degrees, just until they're cooked through, probably about 20 minutes or so. Into the oven, and I'll show them to you when they're done. All right, the meatballs are done, and now we're gonna make the meatloaf. So I had a quick break there because basically it's urgent care on wheels. They gave me a little thing here, a little magnet, and I set it up here because I loved it. So much better than any kind of urgent care visit. This is what it's called out here, Dispatch Health. And Dispatch Health, and it has a number there to call, see if they're in your area, if that's something you guys might want to try if you go to urgent care, because you just wait at home. They came in the living room, they tested her for everything, which, by the way, she was negative for flu and strep. Hallelujah. I don't know how that even happened, but we will take the win. And she even said, if anybody else starts to get it, or you guys start to spin it back and forth, sharing it again, we will come and we will treat the whole family. Yay, because we don't have a doctor that'll do that. And they said that they would get the whole family on antibiotics to stop it if it continues to spread. So super happy about that too. All right, now starting this meatloaf. Okay, for the meatloaf, I'm just gonna use the same bowl I used for the meatballs. I'm gonna start with just some onion and some garlic. I make it very similar to meatballs. I'm gonna add an egg. For this, I'm using turkey sausage and ground beef. I'm also just kind of using what I have in my fridge, but I do like to mix things up a little bit, not just do everything ground beef or pork. I like to add some chicken and sausage in there. I'm gonna add some Parmesan cheese as well. Some panko breadcrumbs. But instead of milk, I add barbecue sauce. Just a nice little chunk of it. And that is it. I'm gonna get in and mix this up. gonna put that into my loaf pan here. Then for a glaze on top, I just take some brown sugar, some ketchup, and some balsamic vinegar. Then I'll just mix this up and put it on top. And this is ready to bake until it is cooked all the way through. I bake this also at 350 for about 40 minutes to an hour. It just depends on what else is in the oven, I guess. Okay, now I'm gonna get this in the oven. And here is the meatloaf. All right, now I'm gonna start with the double chocolate muffins. This is Theo's favorite. I'm gonna start spraying my muffin tins. I'm gonna add 1.5 cups of flour. A 1/2 cup of unsweetened cocoa, 3/4 cup of sugar, a tablespoon of baking powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, about a cup of chocolate chips. We're just going to stir this together. I'm going to do 2 eggs. One cup of milk. And a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard.
Okay, I'm gonna pop these in the oven now. Okay, now we're gonna move into the blueberry muffins. And I'm just gonna spray this down. My muffin tins again. We're gonna start with 1.5 cups of flour. 3/4 cup of sugar. About a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Tablespoon of baking powder. Then I'm going to add in some blueberries. And I'm going to stir this all up. Then I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. 1 egg. Yep. 1/2 cup of milk. And some vanilla. go on top of the muffins. I'm just starting with some melted butter. I don't measure this. I would say maybe that's about 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And then I'm gonna add some brown sugar. Say like maybe 1/4 cup packed. And then I add flour. And you could add cinnamon if you wanted. That's probably about 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna start with that. And then you just kind of pinch and lift and pinch and lift. You don't want to stir or it's going to turn into one big gummy mess. If you pinch and lift, you see it still needs more flour. You'll get these really good crumbs. Which is what you want for your crumb topping. That really needs a little bit more flour. So all together, it's probably closer to 5 tablespoons of flour, and that's good. See, now I've got these little crumb mixture, and I'm just gonna put that on top. If you want it even more crumbly, you could add even a little bit more flour. Okay, now these are ready to go into the oven, 350 degrees until the tops are nice and brown, probably about 15 minutes. Okay, now I'm gonna make one more thing while all of that's finishing up. I'm gonna make some brownies just real fast, and I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make homemade brownies, just as easy as from a mix, and it's honestly tastes so good. This is our favorite from scratch brownie recipe. It's so simple to make. I'm gonna share that with you so that they can have brownies, if I can talk, brownies tonight to go with dinner. Also, I wanted to tell you real quick, Charles is gonna start working on our website because many of you want a printable version of recipes. And so he is gonna work on that. He's actually taking a vacation the week before Christmas and then some after Christmas. And he's gonna spend some time working on that and try and get that up and running for you guys so that hopefully by the end of the month, by the beginning of the new year, you can just click on a link and it'll take you there and you can print out a recipe for whatever it is you want. Because I know a lot of you are like me and you want paper in front of you, which is what I do. My book here, besides I do a lot of vintage cookbooks as well, and I have newspaper clippings and all that. I use a lot of that. This is my crazy mess of different recipes that I write all over and I tweak it, and I have handwritten ones and you know, all different. They're just everywhere. They're on a million different kinds of paper. I like to see it in front of me, and I know many of you are like that. So that is why he is going to do that. So maybe you can even be more organized and put it all in a cool binder and have it organized, unlike me. All right, now I'm gonna make you the brownies. Okay, so here we're gonna start with 1.5 cups of sugar. I love making brownies and I love making muffins because you don't have to break out the mixer. It's so much easier, I think. We're gonna add some vanilla. I'm gonna add 3 eggs. I'm gonna add 3/4 a cup of flour, about a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 cup of unsweetened cocoa. I'm just gonna do the rest of what I got. and 3/4 or 1.5 sticks of butter melted. And I need to spray our pan real quick. Then just stir this up. Guys, if you brought these to a party, Christmas party or whatever, everybody would love them. They are so good. Okay, we're gonna bake this at 350 degrees for 18 to 22 minutes. You could sprinkle some little things on top, little sprinkles, little Christmas sprinkles, but we like to just put powdered sugar on top after they cool. So I'm gonna get this in the oven. This recipe would also be great if you wanted to make up like those little mason jars that say, you know, brownie mix or whatever, and then just add this and you write on the top to add the wet ingredients. You could totally mix up all the dry ingredients and give it as a brownie mix as a gift. People would love it. I'm telling you, gotta try this one. We've been making it this way for, I think I've been making these since Jake and Kate were little. So I found this recipe and I love that it didn't call for any melting of any kind of chocolate or anything like that, because I didn't have any. I just needed cocoa powder. And it was in one of those little taste of home little cookbooks you pick up in the checkout. They might even still have them on, I don't know. I used to get them all the time because I couldn't just look things up online. But it came in those little things. It was a little Halloween one. And I've been making them that way ever since. And here is a look at the muffins real quick. These are the blueberry. I just took them out. And the chocolate. So good. Already a couple missing. But you can see how good that looks. And then when you crack it open, they are so delicious. So the blueberry muffins are probably my favorite. And they're Charles's favorite. And these are so hot right now that I need to use a knife. But you can see the inside. It is so delicious. Can you see all the steam coming up? I don't know if the camera is picking that up or not, but it's got lots of steam coming out. They are so delicious. Okay, I got some of these containers off Amazon. And they have these little lids that go with them, so I can turn it down, the white side up. And that way I'm able to write the date and what I made and pop this into the freezer. So it'll be very easy for everybody to see. I can get you guys adjusted here, what I made, so that they know what they want to grab and heat up. So I'm gonna go on and put meatballs in one. And then we can heat this up, just throw on spaghetti sauce, heat it up, and we can make meatball subs, or we can make whatever we want. Spaghetti, any of that. Then I'm gonna do the same with this meatloaf. It is ready to go. Okay, I better just take a chunk of this meatloaf though, because I think Charles would kill me if I made meatloaf and didn't leave him out a little bit, at least to taste it. So I'm gonna set that little bit out, and then I'm gonna get that in the freezer as well. The other thing I like is that these can then just stack neatly into the fridge, so that's why I went ahead and got these. And here are the muffins, ready to go. And these everybody will just snack on and eat for breakfast or whatever throughout the week. And here are the brownies. And I did forget to show you the chili. Here it is. We'll just top this with some sour cream and cheese. That is so good. It smells so good. Alright, and here are the brownies. They are so fudgy and delicious. You guys really need to try it. Okay, we are done eating now, and I still have enough chili left to put 2 of these smaller sizes. So over here you'll see I did get 3 sizes because this is something that I plan on continuing to do. So now I'm going to put these in the freezer as well. Alright you guys, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. I'm going to get this stuff in the freezer. I have a messy kitchen and I will work on that tomorrow. I am ready to go get this edited and uploaded for you guys, and then I'm going to relax. So I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Bye everybody. Have a great day or night wherever you are.